because you know I feel like we got to talk about the main event of SummerSlam. As I mentioned, a complete no-hoper, Jey Uso, challenging Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal title match and also the title of the Tribal Chief. And they come out here and have a 0-star match, a 1-star match, whatever you want to go with it. I thought this was horrible. This is the worst of all Roman Reigns matches that has happened in this run, and I've hated them all. Like, there has not been like a match where I've been like, oh yeah, I kind of like what they're doing right here. No, they had a 36-minute match with 6 minutes of action in it. Besides that, these guys are looking at each other, doing nothing in the match. The tribal combat match, turns out it's no different from a standard hardcore match in WWE. I didn't know they had kendo sticks in the tribal combat match. You know what I noticed during this match? They did nothing for so long that even the slightest thing, it was like how Eddie Murphy had those jokes about the crackers. If you've never had one before and you haven't eaten in weeks, if you eat one single cracker, it might be the best cracker you've ever had in your life. When they did that Samoan drop through the table, I was like, this wasn't even all that. Like that, this crowd like lost it because it was the only thing they were seeing.
And that spot was super dumb because the way that it was taken is like Roman could have easily popped his shoulder out the socket the way he landed.
Then there's supposed to be no interference in this thing. Solo Sikoa is randomly waiting in the crowd. Why wait in the crowd? You could have just came out, you know. And then they're going at it for in the crowd and all that. And then this whole thing culminates some near falls towards the end, and then the thing of all things. Stop me if you've heard this before. At the end of the title match, a hooded Samoan jumps out and appears out of nowhere to screw the man fighting Roman Reigns. Stop me if you've heard this before. This happens every single match. You're watching the House of Torture. You're watching the same thing over and over. There is no Bloodline story. There is no story. The only thing is Roman Reigns wins. That's it. There's nothing else that's happening. It didn't make sense for Sami Zayn. It didn't make sense for Cody Rhodes. Now it's going to make sense for Jey Uso. No, it didn't make sense for Jey Uso now either, apparently. So when they go back to Cody next time, it's just going to prove what I was saying, that he had to come in and do the job for the WWE first. And then we'll get it to you later on or whatever. And then Roman Reigns will disappear for 9 months and not help carry the business at all then. And it's up to you, Cody, to figure it out. This hot period and all that stuff will be dried up because what they're trying to do is just milk as many big time matches out of this. And this is before I get to them breaking up the Usos. You've got your Hall of Fame twin brother tag team that you decide you need to break up. Brother, the Young Bucks would never go out like this. I do not want to see Run fight DMC. I do not want to see Malice diss Pusha T. I don't want to see Andre 3000 versus Andre Benjamin. I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to hear no diss songs from each other. None of that. I saw them break. I was laughing. I was like, I can't. There's no place they won't take this thing that these people will not try to not defend. Like, people will tell you this is interesting. No. They passed whatever was going on with this. They're just doing shit. They're freestyling right now. They're on the mic like Supernatural, making it up as they go along. Craig G, Rhyme Fest. Who's some other freestylers? Blind Fury. They're making it all up. Swan. Recognize. I can keep going with these obscure early 2000 freestyle rappers. Idea. You know? Should I continue? But they break up the fucking Usos to spin this off into a program. And now the whole thing was like, why the fuck did they, like, why did he turn on them last month? Like, Jimmy and Jay just teamed last month. What has happened in this time to allow this turn to happen? This is just like, Vince Russo would love this. He would be proud that his vision actually won, James. This shit sucked so bad. And if you like this, and there are plenty of people that do, right? Not going to tell you what to like. However, don't tell me this is great at all, because I've seen both of these brothers get in the ring and get busy, and they've decided that's not the way.
So I watched this match, and well, first things first, I started SummerSlam at 8:45. I put up I pressed play on 8:45.
Roman's entrance, 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Sorry, James.
I pressed play on SummerSlam at 8:45, and all I did was skip through the commercial breaks. I watched video packages, I watched entrances. Like I might have skipped like the post match replay of the shit they I just shown, whatever else. And like I got to the bell for the main event probably 2 or 3 minutes behind live. That's how close I came up on it. So my perspective on watching the show is a bit more positive than the average person that had to sit through and watch 40 minutes of fucking nothing.
Bro.
So
it was like it was so long between the last match and then Roman and Jay, actually the bell ringing.
Right. And that's the reason why I knew that I could 45 minutes is about what it takes, because like in the last few pay-per-views or like this year pay-per-views, like to get to the Roman Reigns paper, like bell ringing, his entrance, the amount of like garbage they put to play before the main event, it takes so long. It's like 20 minutes and 30 minutes sometimes. I knew that I had time to just, I don't want to watch this live. I don't want to sit through that bullshit. Let me just, start late, catch up. And I almost caught up live. So anyway, this match, it was like, we got, how much time do we got? 36 minutes. And then they decided to like wrestle as if they were going an hour. Like WWE has such a bad, they've always had a pacing issue. They've always been the slowest wrestling compared to everything else. But there's something in particular about these Roman matches in the last year or so that have just been like, yo, these things, like, they don't even get like into gear. Like, you get absolutely nothing except for making faces and people monologuing and just like people that are like obviously like talented athletes, like looking unathletic because they're doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the WWE main event style just like goes in overdrive, and it just turns into just like your eyes glaze over because it's big move, kick out, camera, and the camera work portrays what's happening next all the goddamn time. So it's like, all right, cool. So like, I'm just looking at some of the stuff I sent to you when I'm watching. I'm like, camera work portrays that Jimmy's cutting off Roman's about to cut off Jimmy's tope. I yell out kendo stick. I figured it was an elbow shot that was coming. Camera work portrays that Jay now has a kendo stick and Roman is looking right at him, but is going to run right into it anyway. And sure enough, runs right into the kendo stick as he was loading up for a spear, even though he's right in fucking in front of him. Yeah, man. there was a weird spot where like Jimmy, another one that just like makes no goddamn sense. Jimmy goes to the top rope and goes for a Uso splash that Roman like punches with the Superman punch, which means Roman was on his feet when Jey jumped. Why did you jump? If he's on his feet, why would you try to splash upon him?
Amazing.
What?
Where's the psychology?
Yeah. So, yeah, man. Then you had Solo involved, and like I did not know the rules of the Samoan combat match. I had no idea. I just figured it was a regular DQ match, but because of the way it was going. And then like eventually, Solo gets involved, and Solo gets involved, and it looks like Jey is dead to rights, and he's about to catch a combination Samoan spike spear combo. Jey grabs as Spear's coming. Jey grabs Solo, pulls him in the way, and as Jey gets out of the way, and Solo has to eat the spear because the person he held grabbed him and pulled him into Roman. Minutes later, after this is all happening, and Jey goes on his run, there is tension between Solo and Roman over the spear, as if Roman did it on purpose, when clearly not, motherfucker, because the person you had pulled you into it, and you were cognizant of him getting pulled into it. You fucking moron. Like, I'm tired of these people being dummy. So unbelievably stupid, bro. And this is coming from a person that I've been for months being like, the Usos are fucking idiots. Their characters are idiots. They've been manipulated by their cousin for years now, and they're going through all these emotional things, and they feel like they're stuck like in some fucking game they can't get out of and shit, like some fucking after school special. I'm sick of this shit. Yeah, man. So they start continue to have words, and after they have the words, what did Solo do? Go right back to being on Jey. But what was the fucking point? Oh, to tease that they're going to have a match in like at Royal Rumble, probably. Great. You're planting the seeds that will grow into a fucking, I don't know, a sprout in January.
You're growing onions.
We're in August, bro. Who gives a shit?
You're growing onions.
So
them shit stink.
Then, as you mentioned, Jey goes on the run. He lays out Solo with the splash on the table. He goes on a run, and he hits a splash, and all of a sudden we know it's Jimmy the second. We see someone grab him.
Yep.
Because we see his shoes. Oh, you're wearing your ring gear. What? Oh my god!
He didn't decide to dress up at all. Like,
yeah, like he pulls Jey out. He pulls Jey out, and as he pulls him while facing towards the camera side of the ring, and then what he does is he turns it all the way to put his back to the cameras, and then time stands still as this fucker then takes like 15 seconds to then turn back around and then let down the hood and let you know it's Jimmy Uso. Motherfucker, I knew that 90 seconds ago because it took you so goddamn long.
Also, like, look, easily recognizable body shape,
Let's not even get into that part. Like, because obviously you got Jericho that does this shit where he dresses up like random luchador X all the time, and then he comes out and shakes it off just for whatever else. But what I've never seen him do is hit the move while he's already facing the camera, turn his back to the camera, and then slowly turn back around like he's on a fucking
it's me
display, like he's the new like the 2024 model Chevy on the fucking run on the pedestal that's spinning right at the expo. It was ridiculous.
It's the J, the I, the M, the Y is Jimmy.
Bro, I was so fucking frustrated with this thing. And then obviously he gets speared and he loses, whatever. But I was just like, yo, man, like it's such a dumb reveal. It's such a dumb swerve. It makes no sense. It is one of those things where like people that were so invested in all this stuff, you do it, and then it's like, oh, so like everybody that has been like talking and championing like the best thing the WWE has done in a number of years at the main event level, like you just basically just send up a smoke. Like you just sent Scott Hall out there to counter Brock Goldberg. Cool. You just
Also,
did the finger poke of doom. Cool. You just shook Vince McMahon's hand at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Cool.
you broke up the fucking Usos. Like,
that's another part. It's like, so they're going to have that feud. Oh, because I can't wait to see that after the last fucking sibling rivalry they had after a big swerve like this. By the way, shout out to Stephanie McMahon and Nikki Bella for having a better match than Roman Reigns and Jey Uso that had a fucking family swerve in it.
this match was abysmal. This is the worst.
Also a SummerSlam match.
Yes.
That was a SummerSlam match, Rich.
The worst of all their creative instincts putting together. Paul Heyman in the back, knowing he's stealing money. I refuse to believe that he believes this. All these people
Rich. I'm sorry. There was a moment in the match where Jay had the kendo stick, and this after he's got his ass worn out by the kendo stick, right? So they've already been cheating and beating each other forever.
Yeah.
Jay looks at Paul Heyman, and Heyman goes, "Please, no, don't think about it. We're already 15 minutes in this fucking match. Fuck you."
Yeah. Lucky I don't
That's
come
not
out there and
drama.
hit you.
No, that's not drama. That's fake. They've already been beating the shit out of each other. No, don't do it. I know you already been hitting you with this thing, but don't do it. What?
Are we gonna get the "I wish you died in the womb" oos? Are we gonna get this?
I'm as interested in that as this. Sure, why not? Who cares?
Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella. Jesus Christ.
You can't even say they got to bring the third sibling out because Solo's already there.
Good God.
Jerry's dead though. Can't bring out Jerry Springer.
This will not be.
Can it get Murray? Can it get Maury?
This will not be Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. This will not
be Phoenix versus Penta.
Yeah. This
will not be the Hannon sisters. Fuck that.
This is disgusting. When I saw this, I was just like, wow. I don't care. I've heard people say, yeah, man, these guys wanted to wrestle against each other one day and do it at WrestleMania and all that. Cool. Who gives a fuck what they want?
We're 8 months away.
Who gives a fuck what they want? I don't care.
No. Let's say cool. We're 8 months away.
Yes.
You think they're going to have the patience to wait 8 months to pull this angle to finally do this match? Or do you think it's going to happen like not even before, or it happens even before a Survivor Series?
This will not be Matt versus Nick BT 200. Yes. Yeah, man.
This won't be Roosh in Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All in 1 week. I saw people making jokes. Well, the Elite ain't signed, so they know they ain't getting the Young Bucks match. Might as well break them up. Ain't nothing left. So like, this whole thing is just set to roll on and on and on. They'll probably get back together one day and all that, and it'll be just, these guys will all take turns in a circle. There are people calling for a Bloodline four-way match, James, which could be at a Royal Rumble or something like that. And I'm just like, how are they going to manage to do a match this slow with 4 people in there? That's like almost a sick, fascinating experiment.
That's not the real question. If they're having the 4-way, who the fuck's going to do the run-in?
There's always more Samoans, James.
But we don't have one that's on the docket right now. Are they gonna bring in Hikuleo? They gonna bring Hikuleo?
Look, they can bring in what's his name? The nigga in MLW, Jacob Fatu. They can bring him in. They got another little brother, Zilla, I believe his name is. He's in Reality Wrestling. There's always another one coming. We need to get these boys back in football. They need to stop giving up on the game. They're going to come out here and do this? Rikishi.
No. Because as you see, when these motherfuckers, are like play football, and that's as far as it goes, as far as college football, they end up playing and they end up going to wrestling. They end up in a G1 wrestling Kazuchika Okada and throw some of the most shitty punches you'll ever see in your life on a clip that New Japan has to take down immediately. So no, we can't be out here. Look,
The Rock.
I'm
Alpha,
just over
Sika.
it, bro. I'm just over it. I'm over it. I'm like I'm just over the whole
It's
storyline.
done. It's
Like
not even.
I knew this match. Obviously, we knew this match had no chance of because of like all the shit they're going to delve into and go to. But it ended up being worse than you can imagine. And then they had like the swerve, the twist was worse than you can imagine, and it makes everybody worse for worse off by doing it. And like, yeah, man, just like
Look,
fuck it, just get it over with. Have Solo Sikoa turn on Reigns and make Roman the babyface champion. And get the shit over with. Just go all the way to the other side of it. Get to the end game of this shit. I'm over this.
um,
These matches stink.
these matches suck. We're way past the point of no return. We are at House Party 4. We are at several Bring It On sequels in that only appear on the streaming services. We're at Mortal Kombat Annihilation. You know, just how whatever movie that went too far that no longer has the original characters in. That's like where we're headed, like with Jimmy versus Jay at this point. It's like, no, man, I don't want to see it. I don't care. And like, I think these people need to like stop ripping us off. And almost, if you were expecting something different at this point, it's almost our fault. We shouldn't expect nothing different because these people have shown us who they are at this point.
My thing is like I knew we were going into as far as like this match is not going to be something that I'm going to enjoy. We're past that, right? We're past that. But
yes, all the movies
part
in
where like
space now, Bloodline
the part
in
where they do
space.
something that unpopular and that stupid was like, all right, bro, like, all right, beat Drew McIntyre in England or in the UK in Wales. All right, beat Sami Zayn in Montreal. All right,
You killed.
beat Cody without getting a visual pin at WrestleMania. Okay, bro. And break up the Usos.
James, this
You
only
fucking
means
idiots.
one thing. Like, if they're clearing out all the baby faces, who is the baby face that's left at the end of this? I'll tell you who it is, James. Just
The
what you
Rock.
said a couple minutes ago. The baby
Roman.
face at the end is Roman.
No, well, yeah, because the whole thing is like now the whole thing is he needs to now flip at some point. And like he's already, the most popular guy in the promotion, but he's also the top heel. So it's like it ain't but nothing just to turn him babyface eventually. And like the quicker you get to that, the faster we can like start having matches that don't fucking suck. Or we hope they don't fucking suck, right?
We hope.
So and obviously, that's the reason why Heyman's there. It's kind of like the Callis singers. Like once Callis turns on him or whatever else and goes with Osprey or Takeshita, then like
I gotta say, man,
you can move on.
I hope they ain't counting on Solo Sikoa for this because
Oh,
boy,
Sikoa's the worst out of all four of them,
boy,
easily.
I hope
He has no charisma.
I hope the grand plan is not putting Paul Heyman with him and then cheating Roman Reigns out of the title
Of
somehow.
course, Rich. They did Rich. It's Brock Lesnar and Big Show.
I hope they got something else because boy, if they thought them Roman Reigns boos like was just gone forever, brother. Yeah, I can't believe this company had the audacity to roll this main event out, and just this sucks so bad. It's not wrestling.
36 minutes where they wrestled as if they didn't give a fuck or give any actual like effort for like 33 of them.
Bro, this has a 4.73 on Cage
That's way too
Match,
high. That's
and it's way too high. Yeah,
That's way too high. Like that is not a 2-star match. That's not an average match. No,
that is like this is gonna get worst match of the year votes.
Ooh. The hard thing imagine about that is like that might not be it wasn't the worst match on the card. It technically wasn't the worst match on the card, but this is going to be more memorable as far as it being bad. So it will get votes, but like the worst match on this card was the Ronda Rousey MMA match. That shit was abysmal.
Women's 3-way